Hey everyone, welcome. You are watching News 9. I am Krishna Kumar. These are our top stories. The Enforcement Directorate issues a provisional order in the Muda's case, says Chief Minister of Karnataka Siddaramaiah and his wife Parvathi are involved in the scam. Karnataka High Court cancels ED summons against former Muda Commissioner DB Natesh, says there's no notified case against him. Karnataka High Court stays any coercive action against CT Ravi till the 20th of February over allegations of using obscene language against Lakshmi Hebbalkar. The Karnataka state government plans to bring an ordinance to prevent the microfinance menace, will also send a draft bill to the governor. Supreme Court of India quashes Kerala High Court's order handing over 6 churches to the Malankara faction. DRS workers protest outside the Gandhi Hospital in Hyderabad against the failed promises of the Congress government. We begin with the big revelation in the Muda scam case, or Mysuru Urban Development Authority case, in which it appears that the Chief Minister of Karnataka is involved along with his wife. The Enforcement Directorate has issued a provisional attachment order in the Muda case, naming Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. As part of his investigation, the ED recorded statements from 37 witnesses and uncovered many irregularities. The probe revealed that Siddaramaiah's wife, BM Parvathi, was illegally allotted 14 sites in Muda. She allegedly used political influence and colluded with Muda officials to acquire these plots. After the ED launched its investigation, Parvathi voluntarily returned the sites. The Muda scam, however, is not limited to Parvathi alone. The ED has uncovered that over 1,000 Muda sites were illegally allotted in a broader pattern of corruption. The probe also uncovered tampering of records, forgery of signatures, and destruction of evidence. At the time of the illegal allotment, Siddaramaiah was the leader of the opposition, while his son Yatindra Siddaramaiah was a Muda member. A close aide of the Chief Minister, SG Dinesh Kumar, also known as CT Kumar, is accused of playing a key role in influencing Muda officials and forging signatures to facilitate the allotment. The ED has also linked Chief Minister Siddaramaiah to a money laundering attempt involving the illegal allotment of Muda sites. The probe found that Muda acquired land for 3,24,700 rupees, but later denotified it illegally using false information and political influence. Despite Muda having already developed a layout on the land, it also falsely represented as agricultural land before being sold. No legal disputes existed at the time, yet the land was fraudulently denotified and converted based on the inspection reports. Using political pressure, sites worth 56 crore rupees were acquired as compensation. The former Muda Commissioner DB Natesh is also allegedly involved in the process, even though BM Parvathi returned the 14 sites on the 1st of October 2024. The ED found evidence of money laundering attempts involving Siddaramaiah, Parvathi, Mallikarjuna Swamy, Devaraju, Muda officials, real estate dealers, and other influential individuals. We have my colleague Vajji now joining us live from Bengaluru with more on that big story that we're tracking. Vajji, talk to us. This provisional report from the ED directly names the Chief Minister and his wife.
Well, Krishna, for the benefit of our viewers, we were the first one who brought out the Lokayukta reports, the detail which gave a clean sheet to Siddaramaiah, and now we are the first one to bring out this particular ED's provisional attachment order, where they have directly implicated Siddaramaiah, his wife, in this entire matter, where they said that these sites were illegally given to the Chief Minister. Now, as per this POA, it clearly says that Mallikarjun, who bought this land in 2004, and then at that point of time, there were layouts that were developed on this plot, and it was later turned into an agricultural plot. So first twist comes there itself. How was it converted into an agricultural plot when there were layout already there? And how could the denotification happen when things were already in place? Then moving forward, it also indicates that how these 14 sites, especially the role of the chief minister's wife, it goes on to say that in 2004, when the land was purchased by Mallikarjun, it was given to the wife on 2000. It was given to the wife of Siddaramaiah in 2010, and 4 years later, in 2014, is when she applied for the compensation because those lands that was given to her, there was something else built on it, and that is when she had applied for compensation. And it goes on to say, but her application dates to 14th June 2014, which is just 1 year before 1 year after he became the chief minister of Karnataka. So there is one part of influence which the ED believes that it is only after he became the chief minister is when the letter was written. It also says that Yatindra was a part of the Muda committee at that point of time, and he was in the Muda meetings also specifically. And it also goes on to say the role of C.T. Kumar, who's in the PAO. It clearly says he was a personal secretary at that point, a personal assistant and secretary at that point of time. And he was the one who was looking after the Parvathi's case. He was the one who was constantly speaking to Dinesh, who was the Muda chairperson. And Dinesh also, who is the chairperson of Muda, has confessed to the ED, according to this POA, that yes, he had bypassed all the other departments to provide land to Parvathi. He also goes on to say that there were land available in the Devanur sites, but he specifically gave them lands in the Vijayanagar layout, which is a posh area in Mysuru, and that is where these Muda land was given out. So these things that we have highlighted in our report, which the ED has highlighted in its report, clearly indicates that the chief minister, the influence was used, the chief minister was involved, the Parvathi, his wife, was involved, Mallikarjun was involved, and all these people had a role in this entire matter where 14 sites of the chief ministers have been spoken into this. But this is not where it ends. It also goes on to say that there were 1,095 other Muda sites, because we have to remember that ED started its investigation after the complaint was given to the governor, where it said that close to 3,400 or 3,000 to 400 crore scam is there in the Muda allegation, and that is where the ED intervened. So this
scam goes beyond Siddaramaiah and his wife. Clearly, that is one thing that the ED's latest investigation reveals. Vajji, thank you for bringing us that update. But stay with us. Let me take this across to the guests joining us on this broadcast live. We have Satya Prakash, spokesperson of the KPCC, Mr. G.S. Prashant, spokesperson of BJP Karnataka, and Professor Champi Puranik, a political analyst, joining us. Thank you all of you for taking time out to be with us. Let me begin with you, Satya Prakash. Satya Prakash, forever, Siddaramaiah, ever since the news of Muda allotment issues began, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has been consistently saying this has been politically motivated. But look at what the findings of the Enforcement Directorate's investigations are. You're talking about clear use of political influence. Even before he became Chief Minister, you had his son be a part of Muda influencing decisions.
See, Mr. Yatindra Siddaramaiah was not the only MLA who was member of the Muda at that time. Mr. Siddaramaiah was not even, an MLA in Mysore district. He was an MLA in, Badami, near Bijapur, Bagalkot district. There is very clear that ED has no knuckle standing on this because there is no money laundering as such. Where is the money laundering here? Who has paid money to whom? What has the ED got to do? Okay, tell me. As ED said that, money was given to someone else, any money was involved? No money was involved. Now when it comes to attachment, what attachment will ED do? All the 14 or 16 sites, Mrs. Siddaramaiah has voluntarily given it back. And what is the problem that the ED has? Second thing is, the matter is pending before High Court. High Court is hearing it. And it has asked the ED to stop acting on CM's wife and Parvathi.
The High Court is also hearing pleas for the case to be investigated by the CBI. Isn't it, Satya Prakash? Hold on for a second. Let me begin. G.S. Prashant at this stage. G.S. Prashant, there are now pleas for this case to be taken up by the CBI, even as the damning findings of the ED's investigation come.
See, firstly, you have to understand, definitely there are proceeds of crime. When you talk about money laundering, it is not about that money paid by A to B. It's not a simple transaction like Satya Prakash points out. The scam unearthed here is much more deep with with malice intended only to cheat the public. You look at what has happened, how it is allotted. The land which is already existing, they do it, bought for 3,24,000. Then you denotify it, which is not agricultural land then. And then Mallikarjun Swamy buys this land when Muda had already developed a layout on that, which means Mallikarjun Swamy will not be aware that his land was there and Muda has developed a layout. And then the land has been denotified fraudulently. And this is based on false inspection report. If the inspection reports are true, which means it must have found out that the layout is already existing by Muda there. So therefore, if you look at Siddaramaiah's statement a couple of months ago, he said, give me 62 crores to return the sites. Once ED started probe, his wife said, I voluntarily give up. Why? This is a classic case of a thief getting caught while stealing money, saying that I will return the money, therefore don't call me a thief.
Okay.
This is nothing but that. Because
Fair
you have
enough.
been caught red-handed. Now, just because we're returning the sites, you cannot say you are not involved in the Muda scam at all.
Satyaprakash, you have a
And
response.
also, and in the High Court, if you look at the
If
judgment of the High Court,
any
and paragraph
government
51,
is responsible-
Point taken,
54
Prashant.
and 56,
Point taken.
The High
Point
Court
taken.
has categorically
One
said
second,
the
yeah.
CM cannot hide
Prashant.
behind a smoke screen.
Point taken,
This is
Prashant.
the investigation.
Right, fair enough. Satyaprakash, please go ahead.
Let us assume, my dear friend Krishna, all what Prashant said is right. Let us assume for the time being. All what BJP
Don't
spokesperson has said
assume, this
is
is the
right.
fact.
One second,
Don't
one
assume,
second,
this is the
wait.
fact. Why do you want to assume
If we
things?
have to,
Don't
if
assume.
we have, one
Don't
second,
assume,
yeah.
Mr. Satyaprakash, don't assume.
Arre,
You are
yaar,
here to
wait,
talk
yeah, wait
facts.
for me to
No,
complete.
you are here to talk
Oh my
facts.
God.
Don't assume
Wait,
things.
wait for me.
Okay.
At least hear what I say. At least listen to
If
me.
you have to assume things, there's no point in hearing you.
Listen
Not
to me
facts.
first, only then you can answer. Assuming that whatever Prashant said on national TV today in News9 is right, then the people who should be behind bars is the BJP government led by Mr. Bommai and his cabinet. The concerned minister in charge there, the urban development minister, because all this happened during BJP's regime. Modi should hang his head in shame. Because
Why
we had a
should
chief
Modi be
minister,
involved? Which means
Mr.
will Rahul
Bommai, and
Gandhi
an urban
resign
development
because,
minister
Siddaramaiah
who
is
were
involved
involved in all this nonsense.
Will Rahul
What?
Gandhi and Priyanka
One
Gandhi
second,
resign as
yeah.
members of parliament?
Wait, man.
Will Rahul
Prashant,
Gandhi
you are
and
exposed
Priyanka
today
Gandhi resign
on
as
national
members
media.
of parliament just because Siddaramaiah is involved in corruption? DK Shivakumar is involved in corruption. Kharge is involved
The
in land
people
grabbing.
who should be behind the bars is BJP Chief Minister Mr. Bommai and his cabinet minister who was urban development minister.
Right, gentlemen, one at a time, one at a time.
Will Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi resign for the poor law and order in Karnataka? What we have led to
Let
by
us talk
Provisional
about
here?
All
Muda
right,
sites.
all right, one at a
Will
time.
Rahul
Let us talk about the Muda sites, which was
Yeah,
the government.
let's
which
stick to
was
let's stick to what we're discussing. Let's talk about
Now you assume
the
an
allotment
answer.
issue in Muda because
National
the corruption
development
goes
National
is
development
supposedly
case.
widespread. Let me bring in
There is
Professor
no
Chambi Puranik at the stage.
evidence
Professor Chambi
Rahul
Puranik.
Gandhi,
Prashant, please
Mother
hold on.
Sonia Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi. Now has the Congress
Right.
leadership stepped down?
Right.
Talk about National Herald case. What is happening? The matter is pending. You have been indicted there.
Hey, Prashant, let's stick to the Muda allotment issue. Prashant, hold on for a second. Prashant, requesting you, Satya Prakash,
Congress
requesting you.
equals corruption and corruption equals.
Right. Let me begin, Professor Chambi Puranik at the stage. Professor Chambi Puranik, the Kerala, the Karnataka High Court is hearing hearing pleas for this case to be investigated by the CBI. Meanwhile, the ED's findings seem to be very clear and concise.
Yeah, you see, Krishna, the political slugfest or fighting between Prashant and Prakash, that is one side. Let us keep it aside because they are spokespersons of the party and they have to defend their position. But here, as an impartial observer, I would say that there is a needle of suspicion that has to be cleared. There are gray areas where the ED will not, though people have attributed the Congress party and the opposition, whatever the ruling party, they have accused that the ED is also, trying to being misused and all that. That's okay. But the fact is that the 14 sites were allotted, and the very fact that Siddaramaiah's wife returned the sites, and at the same time, when the matter was under whatever investigation or in some type of dispute, the chief minister claimed 58 crores of rupees as compensation. So that means from 2010 to 2024, there is a kind of whatever political developments that are there, which can be looked into by ED or any other legal authority. There is a Lokayukta inquiry, the report is already submitted, which is supposed to be exposed or let out. At the same time, Justice Desai Commission is also there, ED is also there. There is a demand for CBI inquiry. All that shows there is a cloud of suspicion which has to be removed. That's a legal point of view. So therefore, I would request both the political parties to restrain and stick to the legal points. If Siddaramaiah is not involved directly, let the court say it, not you. You have to defend your leader. That's okay. But I would, as a public, the Karnataka people would like to know why this kind of development took place. I know Siddaramaiah better than Satya Prakash because I know him from his student days. He's a very good public spirited person. But whatever it may be is past. But in case of such influence, there is a kind of suspicion that is there. So suspicion has to be removed by the court, not by the political parties or the pitches or defense. So I would say, Krishna, let the inquiry be there. Let दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो जाए. So the public of
दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो जाए at the courts. That's a fair point to make, isn't it, Satya Prakash?
Which was the government which was at the helm of the affairs when 14 sites were...
But who was the person who's been accused of being corrupt at this stage, Satya Prakash?
Which was the chief minister of the government? Which government, which party's government was in place? It was the BJP government which was in place. Both in the state as well as in the center.
File a complaint.
Okay, one at a time. Okay, now all of us are talking together. Professor Chambi Puranik.
By the court of law.
Mr. Puranik, what was BJP's government doing at that time? Who allotted those 14 or 16 sites? Mr. Bombay allotted those sites. What were they doing? Laying eggs? What was Modi doing? Laying eggs? What was CBI and ED doing during that time?
Mind your language. Mind your language. Am I asking you what was Sonia Gandhi doing in Italy before marrying Rajiv Gandhi? Do you have the answer? Are you answering? What was she doing? What was her profession before marrying Rajiv Gandhi? Please talk. Talk in a civilized manner. If you are talking about these laying eggs, you are supposed to answer what your supreme leader was doing in Italy before marrying Rajiv Gandhi. Answer that. What was she? What was her profession?
Was he raining donkeys when the corruption was
Let's
happening?
refrain from personal attacks. Satya Prakash and Prashant.
Huge corruption was happening in Karnataka under Mr. Bombay. Was Modi rearing donkeys?
You, your CM, your DCM, your entire high command is corrupt. We know how anti-national you are.
So anyone,
Just because of that, you cannot make this personal remarks on the
in
Prime
fact,
Minister.
ED should go and call Modi.
Mind your language.
ED should call Bombay.
Hold your tongue and mind your language when you're talking about the Prime Minister. He is the Prime Minister of the entire country. Just because you hate him, you cannot.
He is not above law.
Disparaging
Even
comments
Prime
like
Minister
this.
is responsible for the law.
If
He
you
is
have the guts,
responsible to
challenge
come
it in the court of
before
law.
the ED.
Challenge it in the court of law. Let the court decide.
Just because
whether
he is
BJP
Prime Minister,
government
he is
involved
not God.
or not.
He is
Let
Modi
the court
God.
decide.
Modi is no
Satya
God.
Prakash, let me ask you this question. Will you be ready for a probe by the CBI?
CBI is a caged parrot of Modi, BJP and RSS. We don't have any pity for the CBI.
Apologize for the
CBI
statement on
and
Modi.
ED.
I will ensure this will not go on.
Modi ka
You will
kataput
not
liya
get
hai.
away here. If you are talking in
How
a
can you believe CBI and ED?
disregarding manner to PM Modi,
They
you are
caged
supposed
parrots
to
of Modi,
apologize
Sangh
now.
and
You
BJP.
will not be allowed to get away. We are not
But
questioning
he didn't.
Sonia Gandhi's
See,
profession
my
before
basic
marrying
point
Rajiv
is,
Gandhi. We are
what
not
was the
questioning.
Prime Minister
We are not
doing when
questioning
Bombay
Rahul
was the
Gandhi's
Chief
personal
Minister?
trip abroad. So
Was
when
he
you are making
sleeping? Was
personal
Modi
remarks,
sleeping?
be mindful of what
Couldn't
you are
he have
talking.
called
Hold your
Bombay and
tongue
asked
mind
what
your
is happening in
language.
Mysore?
If you have the courage, fight in the
1,095
court.
sites have been
If you have
given,
the courage,
and most of the
file a
sites have been
complaint
given
against
during
the party
Bombay's
saying
time.
that BJP
What was
allotted.
Mr. Modi
You
doing?
will
Laying
not
eggs?
get away
Under
here.
the order of the
You
Modi.
will not get away. Your party can come.
What
You
is
will
Satya
not
Prakash,
till such time.
we need
You
to mind
don't
our language while we
apologize
speak.
For making
Mr.
remarks
Prashant,
against PM Modi,
point taken.
You cannot continue. You cannot make comments on the Prime Minister and get away to defend the
Modi
corrupt
is a
Chief
culprit
Minister.
here because
To
under his
defend the
own
corrupt
eyes,
Chief
his own
Minister
Chief
and his
Minister
wife,
was
you
responsible
cannot
for
make
this
those
fiasco in
statements.
Mysore.
Right.
Modi is responsible because under his prime ministership, there was a chief minister who belonged to the BJP, and it was he who did all this.
No. If Modi, under Modi's regime, if Siddaramaiah and his wife have indulged in Muda scam, they will be sent to jail. Don't worry. Justice
What
will
was
be
Modi
delivered
doing
and
then?
justice will be
Why
delivered
didn't
very
he act
fast.
then? Was he
Justice
sleeping?
delivery system is good. We
Satya
will
Prakash
ensure
and
that
Prashant,
will ensure
requesting
that
both of you to hold on.
Siddaramaiah and his
We've
wife
heard enough.
spend
We've really heard
the
enough.
rest of their life
We've really heard
in
enough.
jail
This doesn't
because
help
Modi
anybody.
government is at the helm and
This doesn't
courts
help
are
anybody,
independent.
Satya
Courts
Prakash,
will decide
and
based on the evidence. And
Prashant,
based on
Prashant,
the
requesting you,
primary
Prashant, really.
evidence reported by ED,
We
it
heard you.
convicts Siddaramaiah directly. And
We heard you.
Read Nagaprasanna's order
Krishna,
at page
shall
51,
I?
54 and
Yeah,
56.
yeah, Prashant,
Parvathi,
oh,
51, 56.
Prashant, please,
Very clear.
requesting you.
Siddaramaiah
Professor Chambi
supports
Puranik,
that.
please go ahead. Professor Chambi Puranik, please go ahead.
Krishna, the point is,
And before you
if
start,
Mumbai
Professor Chambi
or
Puranik,
BJP
for all those
government
watching
is
this broadcast, I want to tell them that we are showing the copy, what's on your screens are visuals of the report, of the Enforcement Directorate's report that we have accessed, which says that Chief Justice Siddaramaiah's wife Parvathi was allotted 14 sites illegally, and there was use of political influence, and there was collusion with Muda officials. On your screens, ladies and gentlemen, are visuals of the report. The Enforcement Directorate putting out a provisional attachment order in the Muda case, and that order on your screens. Professor Chambi Puranik, please go ahead.
Krishna, see, just as Caesar's wife must be above suspicion, I want my chief minister, a popular chief minister whom I regard for the last 45 to 50 years, I have seen his political career on the growth chart. And also his, whatever reputation he has got as a leader of the OBCs. That is something which we are proud of. But as a senior citizen and as a political analyst of impartial kind of objective views, I would say that I want my CM to be very clean from the point of view of law, because कानून का हाथ बहुत लंबा होता है, so you can't escape. If whatever may be the political allegations of favoritism and all that, even abatement by BJP government itself will be a very serious offence. So that has to be looked into by court, not you and me. So therefore, I would say whether ED has given facts or figures or whatever it is, let there be an inquiry. Let there be an impartial, open inquiry, because Siddaramaiah and his supporters, they can appeal to higher courts also, including Supreme Court. So the matter will not end here only. But the point is, there is a kind of suspicion of that cloud. That cloud has to be removed. And we want to know why such officers who are there, they have encouraged or they have gone ahead with 1,055 sites illegally allotted to others, which the ED sees that also. So that is not an ordinary thing. So Krishna, it is a very serious...
Professor Chambi Puranik, if I were to ask you at this stage, where will the final responsibility lie?
It's in the court. The court has to decide it. Court has to decide
See,
about it.
Krishna,
But there is
Krishna,
a kind of a suspicion, that suspicion with evidence, the ED has come out. Whether ED is right or wrong, whether it is politically motivated or not, that has to be settled by the court, not by any political party or representatives of
Krishna,
spokespersons of the
I
party.
will put forward the view of the Congress party.
Okay.
No one should intervene. Okay. This case is pending before the High Court. Even the ED case also is pending before the High Court. It is in front of Justice, Nagaprasanna. Okay. First hearing or one round of hearing has already happened. He has already given respite to Siddaramaiah's wife, Bhairati Basuraj. And he is going to give his judgment in another few days. Because we have to wait. How come ED's provisional, this thing has been leaked to the media now? Tell me. If the ED is not a caged parrot of Modi, BJP and Sangh, how come this letter has come into the hands of TV9, News9 guys, you tell me. How can this letter come out in the open? ED should keep it with itself, this provisional order. To whom should ED give its provisional order? To the media? Can you answer this? That is why I said we have no faith on this ED. This ED releases orders based on its requirement of its master, Narendra Modi ji.
Professor Chambi Puranik.
How come this order has come to News9, you tell me, on what basis? Can a provisional order Mr. Puranik, you tell me.
Prashant, go ahead. Satyaprakash, we heard you. Prashant has a response and Chambi Puranik also has a response. Prashant, quickly.
You tell me, Mr. Puranik, can a ED's provisional order reach News9?
Hear me out.
Isn't
Hear me out. In 2013, when UPL2 was in power, the Supreme Court then called the CBI case valid because how you are running it. Now, the ED and CBI are doing investigation independently. They are not getting influence. If you are questioning the journalistic ethics, if you are questioning the ethics of the journalists, which means you don't know how media works. Because media is there, lot of scams are getting out in the open. The 2G scam also came out because of the media intervention.
2G scam was 25
you
years back.
can't blame the media because you have been caught. Are you questioning the journalism? Are you questioning the channels? Integrity.
When you put an
this is how
RTI is
they
telling
are
the files are
protected
missing.
to say they
Modi
have
has cheated
every
people
right
of
to
India.
collect any data.
He is
Any
India's
sensitive
most
data
corrupt
media can
PM
collect.
we ever
Now
had.
you are questioning the media because
What
it is
has happened
against
to
you.
CM campaigns?
You are
Looted
questioning
crores
because
and
it is
crores of
against
money
you.
out of
Which
COVID
means
fund.
you know that you have committed a mistake and you are getting caught. Therefore,
Modi
to
is
run for shelter,
India's
you are questioning the media.
Fair
now.
enough.
Most
Why are
corrupt
you
Gentlemen.
questioning the
PM
media?
India ever had.
Hold on a
On
second.
what
Professor Chambi
basis you are
Puranik wants to say
questioning
something.
the media
Professor Chambi
now?
Puranik, go
It is
ahead.
very clear that you are
Professor Chambi
questioning
Puranik,
the
go
media.
ahead.
Krishna, you are
Yeah,
under fire,
please,
not me.
just listen to me
He
for
is
30 seconds.
indicting
I heard you, Prashant.
He is indicting
If
Krishna,
the media,
News9
Mr.
and
Prashant,
the
please
media
vote.
in general to say
If the
media is
media has
responsible for this.
leaked whatever the ADs, whatever allegations or the investigation that is there to be filed before the court, it is the responsibility of the media. Let us not question just because media has said. Media is supposed to be the fourth estate. Executive, legislature, executive and judiciary. So this also has a judicial kind of power. Morality, ethics and public propriety, integrity, all these things have to be taken care by media. So I don't blame media. Media has got its own scoop or whatever sources that are there. Even Supreme Court has said media has got right to come out with such kind of whatever the information that is needed for public. So in an open democracy, in a system where we have called ourselves as open society, let us respect media. But media, if it is wrong, let the media apologize to that. But till matter is settled by the court, I think we should have. We should keep
I
our
am
fingers
not
crossed.
blaming the media. I am blaming the caged parrot.
You are questioning the
I am
media
blaming
because
the
you are
caged
questioning
parrot
how
of
did the media get hold of
Modi.
this?
The kind of work he has done. But at the same time, just because he is such a popular CM, he should not go scot-free. So therefore, media has to tell him whether it is whatever report that is there is false or politically motivated or it is not having any evidence, etc. So let the media say, not you both spokespersons. So let us, the public, so I am looking from the public's point of view, we want high moral standards from among the top leaders. The indirect influence or direct influence doesn't matter. Ultimately, it is the state which suffers. The people who feel disappointed. So all these things have to be removed. So let the people and public know.
Satya Prakash, the question here is not just over Siddaramaiah and his wife, but over the 1,000 sites that were allotted
Let
illegally.
Mr. Justice Nagaprasanna take a call. You and I cannot take a call. Even the ED case is pending before the High Court. Wait for the High Court to give its judgment. How can you tell, the CM...
Can you at this stage call this politically motivated with so much evidence?
It can't be politically. It is not politically motivated. 1,095 sites in the name of Mr. Siddaramaiah or his whatever influence, these people are manipulated. So that means to say,
No.
expose. And that expose will show politicians, BJP, Congress,
you are telling lies. 1,095 sites.
So let it be known to the public.
Don't tell lies. 1,095 sites don't belong to Chief Minister.
But a bigger conspiracy seems to be
1,095 sites belongs to GT Devegowda.
The public of Karnataka should know what is what. That's why I said दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो जाए.
Yes, sir,
Evidence is stacked against you. Please wait.
See, please understand,
Your CM will go to
1,095
jail in
sites
near
don't belong
future
just to
because of the
Siddaramaiah.
primary evidence
Only
now.
14 sites belong to
You challenge
Siddaramaiah's
it in the
wife.
court and win here. Who's stopping you?
All right.
Challenge it in the court.
I'm
We will
afraid.
go down to the dictates of
I'm
the court.
afraid we've completely
We
run
know
out of time here on this
Siddaramaiah is
discussion,
corrupt.
gentlemen. I'm afraid we're completely out of time over here. Satya Prakash, Prashant and Professor Chambi Puranik, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us. And with that, we're taking a very short breather. We'll be back with lots more on the other side. Keep watching News9.
is IGI certified. Your ambition is IGI certified. 14-step grading process. 50 years of trust. IGI Trust Certified.
The logistics sector is waiting for some game-changing moves. We are also banking on the government's push for logistics technology. A strong strategy around this can track goods, reduce delays, and even cut costs. Think of it as turning logistics into a well-oiled machine. If the budget supports these initiatives, better infrastructure, tech, and freight corridors, the whole sector could see a major boost.
You are watching News9. I'm Krishna Kumar. Time now to put the focus on the troubles facing the DMK government in Tamil Nadu. The MK Stalin-led DMK government in Tamil Nadu is facing the heat from several quarters over various issues which have raised serious questions about the law and order situation in the state. The DMK government has been slammed by allies and opposition alike over three major cases in the recent couple of months. The latest one is where a group of men in a car with a DMK flag were seen chasing a car with women inside in the capital city of Tamil Nadu, Chennai. The second one is the Vangai Vayal case, in which the DMK government has come under the scanner over the charge sheet filed by the state police's CBCID wing. And then there's the issue which led to the huge uproar in the state, the sexual assault of a 19-year-old girl in the Anna University campus in Chennai. Let's talk about the latest incident first now. A video of a group of men in a car with a DMK flag chasing a car with women inside has gone viral on social media. The video, which reportedly is from Chennai's East Coast Road and dated the 25th of January. The woman's vehicle being ruthlessly pursued by the men in the car and later being blocked by the car. One of the men then gets out of the car and approaches the women's vehicle. The video shows him attempting to bang on the car as the women attempt to drive in reverse to avoid the confrontation.
Mama, call it, yaradu. What is happening? There are a lot of cars. Don't shout. Oh my god. Mama ku call podunga. Mama call podunga yaradu. This is not safe at all. Okay.
Chennai's East Coast Road have initiated an investigation into the incident. The police are reportedly reviewing the footage and have launched efforts to identify the individuals involved. Expressing shock, State BJP President Annamalai alleged that the incident showed that women had no safety and security in Tamil Nadu, be it day or night.
எனக்கு திமுக கட்சியினுடைய கொடி போட்ட ஒரு காரில் அந்த பெண்ணுகிட்ட மிக மோசமாக நடந்து கொள்ளக்கூடிய அந்த வீடியோ, அந்த பதிவாக இருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த வீடியோவை நம்ம பார்க்குறோம். தமிழ்நாட்டில் எந்த அளவுக்கு சட்டம் ஒழுங்கு சீர்கெட்டு இருக்கிறது என்பதற்கு பல உதாரணங்கள் இருந்தும் தினமும் கூட ஒரு உதாரணம் புதுசாக வருது. இன்னைக்கு ஈசிஆர்ல சுதந்திரமாக ஒரு நாட்டில் மகாத்மா காந்தி அவங்க எப்ப சொன்னாங்க, ஒரு பெண் நள்ளிரவுல சுதந்திரமாக என்னைக்கு நடந்து போறாங்களோ அன்னைக்கு முழு சுதந்திரம் கிடைத்து விட்டதாக சொன்னாங்க. இந்தியா முழுவதும் முழு சுதந்திரம் கிடைத்ததாக நான் பார்க்கின்றேன். தமிழகத்திற்கு முழு சுதந்திரம் கிடைக்கல.
AIADMK General Secretary Edappadi Palaniswamy called the incident heartbreaking. He said, and I quote, "It's condemnable that under the Stalin-led DMK rule, Tamil Nadu's law and order has collapsed to such an extent that women can be brazenly intercepted and attacked on a major highway like ECR. Has the Stalin model DMK government stripped women of their fundamental right to move freely at night? Does the DMK flag or ruling party identity serve as a license to commit crimes against women?" Unquote. That is the latest. Meanwhile, in the Vangai Vayal case, the DMK government was slammed by its own ally, the VCK, over the CBCID charge sheet naming 3 Dalits as the prime suspects in the December 2022 case in which fecal matter was mixed into the water tank supplying water to a scheduled caste colony in Vangai Vayal village in Pudukkottai district of Tamil Nadu. The VCK was joined by DMK's opposition parties, AIADMK, BJP and TVK in criticizing the Stalin government and raising the demand for a CBI probe in the matter. A huge uproar took place in the state over the sexual assault of a 19-year-old girl in the Anna University campus in Chennai last month, with the AIADMK and the BJP launching a scathing attack on the DMK government over the law and order situation in the state. BJP's Tamil Nadu Chief Annamalai undertook a 48-hour penance protest over the issue and vowed not to wear any footwear till the DMK government was ousted from power. The AIADMK too had launched a poster protest against the DMK and also wore black t-shirts to the state assembly in protest, adding to the problems. Staring at the DMK government, the Madras High Court has also pulled up the state government over the state police not registering FIR in several cases and not being able to file final reports within the stipulated time. The Madras High Court has directed Tamil Nadu's Home Secretary to appear before it on the 31st of January. Trouble seems to be mounting with every passing day for the DMK government in Tamil Nadu. Bear in mind, just a year to go before the 2026 assembly polls in the state, will the DMK government be able to hold its ground in Tamil Nadu? We have Mr. Muralidharan, political analyst, joining us. We also have Mr. KV Lakshmana, senior journalist, and Bhanuchandran Nagarajan, political analyst, joining us. Thank you all of you for taking time out to be with us. Let me begin with you, Mr. Muralidharan. Mr. Muralidharan, that question over the law and order situation repeatedly being ruptured by massive incidents linked to the DMK.
Yes, KK, and we are not shocked, right? So this happens every time they come to power, so that the next 10 years is given to ADMK. So this has been the pattern throughout DMK's political career. And now looking at each of these incidents, latest is what these girls went through in the ECR road, where they were chased by a bunch of boys and harassed. And once again, the cops did not take immediate action. They took, I think, 24 hours to register the case, and that too, they named and shamed the victim once again. In fact, when they went to complain, the police were asking them, "What were you doing so late in the, on the road?" That means these guys have not read the earlier judgment when the judicial bench of Madras High Court pulled up the state as well as the Commissioner of Police, saying the same thing, repeating the same thing in the Anna University case, when they again said that, these girls, they talked about, her privacy, right to freedom and right to wear what she likes. Don't question her on, all such things. Exactly. In fact, if she is inside the campus, it's your job to ensure that she's safe and secure, and you cannot question her what she is wearing and whom she is with and what time she is out on the, inside the campus. So they gave a detailed judgment. In fact, that judgment is again thrown in the bin. And once again, cops in Tamil Nadu.
There seems to be a pattern that is repeating, isn't it, from the Anna University sexual assault case to the latest on East Coast Road?
No, with DMK it is expected. Like taking off from where my colleague Muralidharan said, if we see the past, DMK regime was known for the Gundaraj and land grabs. So they are only progressing in the same direction. Law and order has always been the main stumbling block when DMK comes to power. The general perception that DMK is very hard on police and it tries to control and exert pressure and do all kinds of things. The popular perception among people, right or wrongly, is that when AIDMK comes to power, police is relatively free to act. So that is continuing, and this is one cross that DMK will have to bear in the elections to come now, with the allies also making noise about it.
Right.
It's not easy for DMK to shrug it off and behave as if, nothing has happened.
And the Home Secretary has to appear before the court to explain why FIRs are not being filed on time, why cases are not being completed on time.
Absolutely, because with DMK, with AIDMK and BJP also now exerting pressure, and BJP has been able to mount such pressure wherever it is in opposition, whether it is Bengal or whether it is now Tamil Nadu. So DMK this time is facing a much bigger opponent in terms of creating perception. AIDMK is, yes, it is a principal opposition party, but BJP is extremely powerful when it comes to media and making perception. So this time, if already we are seeing that in the past cases also, DMK has not come out with shining colors. So this is something that Stalin will have to, God knows what he is going to do, but he has to be seen doing action.
Right, Bhanuchandra Nagarajan, what can Stalin do at this stage?
Krishna, you said that the DMK government was in trouble at the beginning of the program. I think the people of Tamil Nadu are in trouble. The women of Tamil Nadu are in trouble. We can see that continuously over the last few incidents that has happened over the last 4 years. In fact, like the DMK structure is such that the incentive for the DMK cadres to work for during elections is to enjoy these cheap thrills, like indulge in hooliganism, apart from getting contracts and political powerful aggrandizements, right? And like what my previous panelists were saying, like this has been an age-old problem with DMK, like even at the time of Jayalalitha, Karunanidhi, where they used to accuse each other. And this Gundaism is the trademark of DMK. Let's not dilly-dally about it. But what has happened in the last few months is that the extent of politicization of the police, which is like very shocking. In many cases, the FIR is not filed. If FIR is filed, the private information of the victim is put forth, and all of this. And if not, there are acts of omission. For example, there are no patrol vehicles in ECR. Like if you are from Chennai, ECR is like one of the roads that's actually active almost 24 hours. You don't see any patrol vehicles there. So I think, and if you remember a few months ago, you had the huge strategy where like the government was actually like speaking for the people who had committed the crime. So I think there's a breakdown of law and order, and this is a pattern, and they will feel the heat during the polls.
Right. Let me bring this back to Mr. Muralidharan, and therein lies the larger issue over here. The fact that policing in the state seems to be in absolute downward spiral, and you have the Home Secretary now having to explain it to the Madras High Court.
Yeah, obvious, because even in the Vengabayal case, it was completely mishandled. Even if let's say it was about throwing feces into water tank, even if the accused were Dalits, the best way to handle that would have been call the Dalit leaders and tell them this has happened. So we would like to either close it without opening it or for debate, etc. Because it's been the Dalits who have been protesting against it, saying that we were mistreated like this with this incident. So if they were the accused, yes, that's the way to go. Or they could have informed the Madras High Court, who was investigating the matter, who was hearing this matter, in a sealed cover, saying that the sensitiveness of the issue is that it could open up a larger debate, or there could be outrage across the state, or they could lead to law and order situation. And due to that, we would like to either close this case, etc. They could have given that in writing to the Madras High Court. But they didn't do either. Instead, they just straight away opened up and accused 3 boys and said, these are the accused, and we have, filed charge sheet, and they will be arrested and they'll be, tried. So that's absolute bizarre, because, we have seen the same thing happening to a Ram Kumar, one boy, when there was an incident of one Swati, I think the girl was, either she was victimized or she was abused. And the same thing happened. And this Ram Kumar, they picked him up some village and put him in the prison in Chennai. And this guy, they claim to have bit the live electric wire and he died. So it looks like, the whole thing is a cover up, and the police is not doing the job, and police force, the home ministry, it's under the chief minister and it's his portfolio. So if he's not going to, and it shows that Stalin is incapable of, keeping the law and order up in the state, and that's completely detrimental to the state as well as the police force.
Lakshmana, the issue here is that now it's come to a point where the criticism from the opposition and allies are sounding alike. And we're not very far away from when campaigning will begin for the next state assembly elections. Mr. Lakshmana.
We are in election mode already. What Annamalai, I think, has taken the lead over everybody else by starting, he was in a perpetual campaign mode. Whether it helps BJP or not, because they are divided, they are dividing the opposition votes. To that extent, maybe they are giving DMK a free run, but it will be under a severe challenge on the law and order issue. Just like every time it was defending and going up for re-election, one of the major causes for BJP's fall is its performance or non-performance on the law and order front. And this time also no different. And I think they are emboldened by the fact that opposition is fractured, and maybe, they will come out politically, they may gain because of this division. But if the opposition is relentless in its attack on this law and order issue, it is sure to make things much tougher for DMK than it thinks in the run up to the election.
Right. Bhanachandra Nagarajan, in the middle of all of this, it looks like the Anna University issue was the issue that just brought the entire opposition together, the kind of uproar it generated. And in that sense, BJP took the lead in taking up the issue.
Yes, I think the opposition is coming together because these are incidents that have to be condemned by everyone, including the DMK cadre himself. They also have mothers and daughters in their families, and it can be them as well. The DMK cadres, they do not actually spare anybody. So I think when you're talking about the Vengavayal issue, Krishna, it's a sad indictment of the Dravidian model. There was fecal matter found in the society, in the water tank of a society that feeds the Dalit colonies, right? So I think when the Dravidian parties go to town saying that they are so much superior to, say, UP and Bihar, and how they are the model of social justice, and you saw the evidence there. And this has happened after 50 years of Dravidian rule, in fact more than that. So I think it is for people to say how the social justice of the state is progressing, and you said that these the Dalit parties are fighting, etc. The proof of the pudding is to see whether Tirumaavan cuts off ties with DMK in the run up to the elections. Otherwise, this is all bogus. They play these games, and ultimately, see what they have done. The two Dalit youths have been accused of doing this. Right, so this is shambolic, and I think again we come back to this law and order issue, the politicization of police and administration, and this doesn't bode well for Tamil Nadu. And I think this will have repercussions not just for the confidence of the people; it will have second-order effects on investments and so on and so forth. And it doesn't look good at all for the government as well as for the state of Tamil Nadu.
Mr. Lakshmana, the only question here at this stage is that will the DMK end up losing allies at this stage?
See, the thing is, are you asking me, Krishna, or others?
Mr. Lakshmana.
No, I don't think that will happen. Although, these people will make some political noises here and there. But on the alliances front, DMK alliance is pretty strong. And it's going to be strong on that. There's no doubt about it. Especially given the fact that opposition is seemingly hopelessly divided as of now.
Okay.
So, all that the DMK front has to do is stay intact.
Okay.
The electoral arithmetic is in its favor as of now. And also, if you please give me one more minute, what DMK and the ruling party is doing, it is exactly doing the same thing. If Annamalai is against it, but the BJP is not doing anything different in the states it is ruling. It's unfortunate that much worse crimes against women are being perpetuated in states ruled by the BJP. So, since in the internet age, information is available everywhere and spreads very fast, so the double standards of BJP is something that, it may like to check once again before, putting everybody else in the dock. This is the argument DMK is going to use against them eventually.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. Mr. Muralidharan, Mr. Lakshmana and Mr. Banachandra Nagarajan, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on News9. Shifting focus to the big infighting in Karnataka BJP. The infighting in the Karnataka BJP unit seems to be intensifying, with BJP leader K. Sudhakar launching another rebellion against State President B.Y. Vijayendra. Sudhakar said that internal democracy in the party has been destroyed and accused Vijayendra of functioning in a dictatorial manner and sidelining senior leaders. Sudhakar also claimed that BJP leaders had deliberately tried to get him defeated in the Chikkaballapur by-polls and indicated of taking drastic steps to ensure his political survival.
The way of functioning and the style of the state president BJP, Mr. Vijayendra's attitude, his behavior, unilateral way of decision making is what we are all very unhappy about. The state affairs, the political affairs in Karnataka state, we all know the BJP party is an idealistic party with difference, party above individual and families. But unfortunately in the Karnataka, the plight of BJP in Karnataka, it has become like one family and their henchmen. I trusted the ideals of our RSS and our party and the national leadership, and in the most difficult and challenging times, I came to the party from a very difficult terrain of BJP. It's almost like a desert for BJP in the 3 districts that I represent. But I have made a difference with my hard work and commitment in the last 5 years. But the state president is behaving very unilaterally, undemocratically. He started announcing the district presidents, including my own district, without even consultation. He has not even given time to discuss in spite of my several requests.
Sudhakar's rebellion against B.Y. Vijayendra comes at a time when the Karnataka BJP unit is already witnessing rebellions from Basanagowda Yatnal, Ramesh Jarkioli and Sri Ramulu. Yatnal and Jarkioli have repeatedly challenged Vijayendra's leadership and even approached the High Command to get him removed as the state president. In the latest, Yatnal said that the colours of Vijayendra were coming to the fore now and accused Vijayendra of favoritism in making appointments of district presidents. Vijayendra, however, defended his position over the issue, saying that the appointments were made on instructions from the party high command and that he has no role to play in the appointments.
ಚುನಾವಣೆ ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಹೇಗೆ ನಡೆದಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ತಮ್ಮ ಮೂಲಕ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಿರಿಯರಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಳಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಇಚ್ಛಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ನಾನು ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷನಾಗಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶವೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕೇಂದ್ರದಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಟನ್ ಗಣೇಶ್ ಕಾರ್ಣಿಕ್ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಚುನಾವಣೆಯ ಒಂದು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯನ್ನು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದರು. 13 ಜನ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವರ್ಸ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನೇಮಕ ಮಾಡಿದರು, ವೀಕ್ಷಕರನ್ನು. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ವೀಕ್ಷಕರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ 3 ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನೀಡಲಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಪ್ರತಿ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಚುನಾವಣಾಧಿಕಾರಿ, ರಿಟರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕೋ ರಿಟರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಕೂಡ ನೇಮಕಾತಿಯಾಗಿದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ರಿಟರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫೀಸರು ಮತ್ತು ಕೋ ರಿಟರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಅವರ ನೇತೃತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ, ಅವರ ಸಮಕ್ಷಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಮುಖರ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯನ ಪಡೆದುಕೊಂಡು 3 ಹೆಸರುಗಳನ್ನು ರಾಜ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
And with that, it's a wrap here from my side. Thank you so much for watching. This is Krishna Kumar signing off.
The union budget presentation, one area that stands out is the real estate sector, which is a crucial part of our business. The rising costs of property has made home ownership challenging for many, especially for middle and low income families. However, there are growth opportunities. For example, we believe that a well-structured budget could stimulate demand in the furniture, hardware and fitting sector.
Start with the end in mind. You need to know where you want to reach. Every morning that we wake up, we are exercising our choice. The destiny is decided. The results are known that I'm going to win. Life of a goalkeeper is something which has always intrigued me. When you come into a stadium, this is the highest level of pressure. When I set out to do something,